Welcome to another episode of the Artist Marketing Formula podcast. This is the podcast where I teach artists, craftsmen, specialty small business owners how to succeed selling their work online, how to have a sustainable, successful online business. Okay, what I do in this podcast is I break myths. I get rid of the lies that are out there, the confusion about having online success. It really is not that complicated. And I show you the one clear path to a sustainable, successful online business. Today, we're going to do another Q&A. Questions come in all the time on my channel, and I like to take the questions that are similar and answer those for you because I know a lot of you have the same questions. So we're going to roll the intro, and then we're going to get right into it. If you know that you need to figure out how to sell your work online, you understand that the world has changed. It's forever changed. And having a sustainable, successful online business is what will guarantee a future of online sales of your work. If you're a specialty small business owner, you need to sell what you create. You need to sell your unique items, your unique products. In order to do that, you have to understand how to use the internet to make those sales come in on a continual, sustainable basis. That's what this podcast is all about. Today, I want to get to the questions. All right, right away, we're going to start right away with the questions that came in. And the first one is from Amanda. Amanda wants to know, first of all, Amanda's a painter from Laguna Beach, California. Amanda wants to know, where do I need to focus so that I can have online success? It seems like the internet has this strange ability to pull you in every direction. I don't want to be pulled in every direction. I don't have the time or money to waste. I need to figure out how to sell my work online now. Amanda, absolutely. That's exactly what this podcast is all about. And that's exactly what so many artists have figured out is that it's time to figure out the internet. And when you go on the internet and start searching, just Googling around, you are pulled in every direction. And that's why I started this podcast, because I wanted to break the myths, break the lies, eliminate the lies, and give you the one clear path to focus on. And that's what this podcast is all about. Let me answer your question. First of all, where do you focus? Think about it. What is it that you need as an artist for a sustainable, successful future? Well, the answer to that is customers. Okay, that's always been the answer. You need to have customers in a steady, sustainable way. So the question you have to ask yourself is, how do you find customers? How do you go on the internet and find customers? Now, so many people will tell you that you need a website. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is not step number one. Okay, and one of the problems with the internet is there are a lot of platforms out there trying to sell you their platform. They're trying to tell you that you need to subscribe to their platform, buy into the program so that you have an online presence. And that makes sense, right? You need to be online in order to sell your work online. So many artists, so many photographers, so many specialty small business owners are falling for the platform sales gimmick, thinking that that's going to equal online success. A lot of these platforms even tell you that with the platform comes amazing marketing. Well, the problem is that isn't true. They don't bring you amazing marketing. What they're selling you is a platform. You have to take a look at what is the underlying thing, what is the big thing that they're putting out there for you to purchase. And it's a subscription to a platform where you upload your work and you think you have this wonderful online presence. Well, an online presence is wonderful, but if no one ever finds you, that's a huge problem. That means you've tied up a bunch of money, you've tied up a bunch of time, a bunch of your talent, where you could be off creating. Instead, you're on a computer uploading images and trying to get sizes right and trying to wrap your head around this whole internet thing. That is not where you want to focus. Selling your work online, you have to have customers. You have to focus on finding customers. You have to understand what is the process to find customers. Is there a sustainable, clear, repeatable strategy to finding customers to purchase what I create? And the answer to that is yes. The internet has changed over the years, and there are now so many free tools that you can use online to find your exact customers. And that's what I teach my students to do. I teach you how to take these tools that are available for free, how to use them, and then how to refine your understanding of using them to get laser targeted and get artificial intelligence working with you, and then your audience explodes. Okay, so it's number one. I want you to focus on this, Amanda. Focus on the understanding that the most important thing about online marketing is, how do I find my customers? Okay? The second part of that is, how do I show them my work? Now, there's lots of ways to show your work. All right, and that's why I get so frustrated with these online platforms that are trying to sell you their platform as the number one most important thing for you to do is have your work available online so that people can see it. And that is not number one. Number one is you have to know how to find your customers. Okay, David, you said that enough. I know. This is just so important because everyone has you fooled. The internet will trick you into thinking that it's about SEO, getting your website to be found in search results. And it's none of that. It's about finding your customers. Okay, so that's what I focus on in my teaching, is I teach you how to find your customers. Now, what I wanted to do today, as I read Amanda's question and I thought about how I was going to kind of prove this to you, to let you know that, Amanda, this is where you need to focus, is I want to show you some of the tools in the back end of your Facebook page. Okay, this is back end of Facebook and Instagram, where you can access these tools to have amazing access to people who are your customers. And then I want to show you some refining tools to actually turn these original tools on steroids and have you really laser targeting the people who are going to purchase from you. Okay, so let's go in. I'm going to do a screen share here, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so here I am in the back end of my Facebook page. I want to show you this is a tool called Custom Audience Tool. Okay, so here in this tool, we are going to create a custom audience. And I want to show you the different things that you can use to create a custom audience. You can create a custom audience from website traffic. Once you understand how to put the Facebook pixel on your website, you can create a custom audience from a customer list. That's an email list that you've gathered over the years. You can create a custom audience from all these other things, video views. That's another one that I use a lot of. Your Facebook page engagement, your Instagram page engagement. Okay, these custom audiences are very, very powerful. Let me show you just a couple of things that you can do. Here's a custom audience that we can create from our website traffic. Okay, so I want you to understand some of the power of this tool. First of all, we can go back 180 days worth of website traffic. Okay, and these are all visitors on my website. I can name this audience. And then I simply click create. Now this is a dynamic audience. This means it will always be running 180 days back. It'll always create the most recent 180 days worth of traffic on your website. So as soon as you get to 181, that last day, that traffic falls off and it keeps moving forward through time. This is amazingly powerful custom audience that you can use for targeting purposes and even retargeting purposes, because you know these people have been on your website. Now, another audience I like to create is an audience of everyone who's ever made a purchase on my website. Okay, so you click purchase here and go back again 180 days. Now think about this audience for a minute. If you had an audience, a custom audience of everyone who's ever made a purchase on your website, and I'm going to show you something more powerful that you can do with this in a second. But think about how powerful this audience is from the standpoint of these are your customers. You don't have to wonder, are these people are the right interest? Am I targeting the right people? These people have already purchased from you. And just like at shows and events and galleries, you know that current customers are also customers that will buy more in the future. And so being able to market to your current customer base somewhere other than inside of email, out there on the internet, you can put ads in front of these people when you understand this platform, you know how to use it. And that's what I teach you how to do. You can get in front of your current customers. But more importantly than that, let me show you just two things here. First of all, there's there's a category here inside of purchase. It's right underneath purchase. It's called refine by. Okay, we're actually going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to click aggregated value, and we're going to use the frequency category. Okay, and basically what I'm doing is I'm refining this audience. I want purchasers in the last 180 days, but I actually only want people who have purchased from me 2 times or more. Okay, so greater than or equal to 2 purchasers. Okay, now I have a really powerful custom audience of people who are regular customers. So I would label that accordingly. I would call this regular customers or repeat customers, and then I would create that audience. Now, I'm not going to do that right now because I want to show you something else. So I'm just going to cancel out of this. I'm going to take an audience, like here's a website audience here, okay? This was probably a test, so I'm not sure what the size of this one is, but let me just show you what we can do with this. I can check this little box here, all right? And then I can come up and let me just see what I've got going on here. I can create a lookalike audience. Okay, now let me talk to you a little bit about lookalike audiences and why they're so powerful. First of all, we're using the most powerful artificial intelligence in the world to do these tasks that we're asking to have done here right now. Okay, when we ask the AI that runs the Facebook and Instagram platforms to make a lookalike audience for us from a source audience. So my source audience is website traffic. Okay, let's assume this was the list of everyone who made 2 or more purchases on my website. All right, that's the source audience. When we ask the AI to make a lookalike audience, that lookalike audience is basically a clone audience. All right, the AI is going to look at 1,200 data points on every individual in this source audience. Okay, so every individual in that source audience, let me turn my cursor tool on so you can see where I'm moving things around to. Every individual in this source audience is going to be examined by the AI. 1,200 data points are going to be examined, okay, to determine who do we put in the clone audience, the lookalike audience. Now, this lookalike audience is going to be huge because we're taking a source audience of maybe a couple of hundred people, maybe a couple thousand, depends on how much traffic you have on your website. And we're going to take all the attributes, 1,200 attributes from each individual, and we're going to make a clone audience by looking for those same attributes in the whole population of, in this case, I'm going to type in the United States. So we're going to use the United States as the place for our lookalike audience, our clone audience. We're going to do this at a 1% match, right? This sliding scale down here, and you can do any of these. I like to do 1% because I know the closer to 0 is the tighter the match. Okay, we're looking for a really tight match. We want to get people that are exactly like, as close to exact as we possibly can get. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about those 1,200 data points. Those data points on individuals are not about what people have done on Facebook, like pages they liked, pages they like on Instagram, all the different things they do on Facebook. Those 1,200 data points are internet-wide. Okay, so that means the data collected on these individuals is being collected all over the internet. Okay, and I know this is kind of scary, but it's not scary when you think about marketing. Okay. So stay focused with what I'm teaching here. It's all about marketing. It's all about finding your exact customers so that you can put your work in front of the right people, okay? So we've got 1,200 data points on every individual, internet-wide. That means where am I going on the internet? What music do I listen to? Which websites do I go to? What recipes do I like? What things do I do? What am I touching out there in cyberspace? What am I touching and liking and searching and sticking with and repeating? What kind of habits do I have? All of these things come into play when you ask the AI to make you a lookalike audience. Okay, so the reason I say all this is I want you to understand how powerful this is. You have purchasers from your website. They've purchased from you more than once, and now you're asking the most sophisticated AI in the world to clone that audience and give you, take a look down here, 2,400,000 people in the United States that so closely resemble your source audience that it will blow your mind. Okay, absolutely amazing what this lookalike audience is going to look like. So this is just one of the tools that I like to use. Let me just move this thing over here. This is one of the tools that I like to use to create an audience to put my work in front of. Okay, so I would go ahead and click the create audience button right here. Okay, so again, let me just cancel out of this because I've tested this so many times. As I teach my students, I show you how to do these things. Let me show you something else when it comes to custom audience. Let's talk about email lists for a minute. A lot of you have created email lists over the years. You have customers that are either signing up at shows, events, galleries, or you have people on your website where you have email lists growing all the time from people who are purchasing on your website. Okay, so an email list can be uploaded into the back end of your Facebook page. You go to this screen, click next. On the next screen, you click no. And on the next screen, you click copy and paste. It's very simple, okay? Grab an email list, okay? So I'm just gonna grab a sample list. And bear with me 1 second. I just want you to see how this works, okay? So I'm just gonna grab a few of these. I'm gonna click copy. And then I'm gonna come back over here and I'm gonna paste. Okay, now obviously I can paste in thousands and thousands and thousands of email addresses. And all I want to do next is actually give it a name. All right. Give it a test. And then I click next. Okay. It's telling me that it sees one column of entries, and we're going to click upload and create. Okay. And I can do something else right here, but I typically just click off of this screen. I'm going to use this later. Now, again, the power of the AI. We have an email list, okay, maybe 5,000, 10,000, 2,000, whatever. You have your email list. You upload it into the back end of your Facebook page. This is where all the tools are. These are the tools that you can use to market online. Okay, it's absolutely amazing. This is what I teach my students how to use these. Which, by the way, let me just pause for a second. And let me tell you this. I teach a free masterclass every week, okay? In the description below this video is a link to that free masterclass, all right? I go in depth and I teach you so many things. I want you to learn what you need to know about online marketing. I don't want you to get scammed out there on the internet, waste all kinds of time and money on platforms that are not going to give you success. Sign up, register for my free masterclass, and learn the things that are the step-by-step execution plan for artists, craftsmen, specialty small business owners to have online success. All right, so sign up for that down below. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this email list, and I'm sure many of you already guessed this, is I'm going to make a lookalike audience. Okay, I'm going to create a lookalike audience from my email list. And again, do the same thing. Type in the United States, keep it at 1%. Or I was on the phone 2 days ago with my Facebook ad rep, and he told me that he had just gotten word from top command at Facebook that 5%, I guess I got to type in the United States. Just get that in there so that I can show you this. That 5% lookalike audiences are actually incredibly powerful now. Now, the cool thing about that is, if this is true, if the match at 5% is as tight as a 1%, and that's what he told me it is, that we now have 11,900,000 people, almost 12 million people to work with, to put our work in front of. It's just massive amounts of people, and it's just absolutely exciting to start understanding how to use these tools. So you can obviously make a lookalike audience from your email list. Now, what else can you make a lookalike audience from? You can make a lookalike audience from any of your custom audiences. So we can make a custom audience of, a lot of you have Instagram pages. Okay, so you have an Instagram page and you have a lot of activity on your Instagram page. You have followers, but how do you get in front of them? How do you reach them? How do you get a clone audience of all the people who are just falling in love with what you create on your Instagram page? We know there's millions more out there just like them. How do we clone that audience? Well, you do it like this. You go ahead and choose everyone who's visited your account, everyone who's engaged with any of your posts, people who have sent you a message. Okay, you choose the category you want to deal with. I usually choose everyone who's engaged with my account. okay, in the past 365 days. So these are the people who have been on my Instagram page, all right? These are the people who are engaging with my content. That's what I want to have a custom audience of. So I go ahead and name that audience. I go ahead and create that audience. And now I have a custom audience that always updates in time, all right? It's dynamic. It's every 365 days, moving forward in time. It's your freshest, your newest 365 days worth of followers and fans on your Instagram account. And then obviously you can make a lookalike audience of those people. Now, in one of the next teachings, one of my next podcasts, I'm going to teach you how to create a post and get that post in front of these audiences that you're creating. Because that's the secret to success, is putting your work in front of the right people. Okay, that's what it always is on the internet. How do I get my work in front of the exact right people? And I'm going to show you how to even refine that more and more and more over time. But we can also make a custom audience of everyone who has engaged with your Facebook page. Okay, so think about that. Again, it's very, very powerful because I have a lot of different Facebook pages here. But it's very powerful because we know those people are interested in what you do. And so again, 365 days, we want everyone who's engaged with us on the page, or maybe we want to get more specific because we've been doing certain things on the page, and you can create audiences from certain actions and then make lookalike audiences from those. So if you had a post on your page that was all about a limited edition new release of a series of oil paintings you're doing now, and it was very specific to a certain topic. Maybe you had a post on your page that was, I've just decided as an artist to open up my commission work again. And I'm now taking on commission work. If you're interested in commissioning with me, then click the link in this post and message me and I'll get back to you. Okay, so that's a post you had on your Facebook page. You can actually create a custom audience of everyone who clicked that button. Okay, so now what do we know about that custom audience? We know, number one, that everyone, and that post is going to stay out there on your page. So people are going to be clicking that throughout time, okay? And so we have 365 days we can follow, okay, all those people that are clicking that button. And so that audience is always going to self-populate going through time. Now, what do we know about those people? We know they're interested in commission work, okay, commission work with you. So we also know if we turn this audience into, if we create a second audience, we have this custom audience, then we create a lookalike audience of everyone in that custom audience. Now we have a lookalike audience of people that so closely resemble the people interested in commission work with you. Okay. Now, if you're doing commission work, you probably can't handle that much business. Okay. So you're going to want to dial that back as you go through time. But my point is, you can find all the customers you can ever service. You can find all the customers you can ever sell your artwork to. That is the name of the game with the internet, is learning how to use these tools so that you can get in front of the right people. It's not about having these complicated websites. I'm telling you, these websites are actually a detriment to your success in so many ways. First of all, if you think having a website on somebody's platform out there is going to equal success, then you're going to stop looking for things to do for online success. You're going to put all your time and effort into uploading your work to the website, waiting for people to come and find you, which I'm telling you, they're not going to find you. You're not going to rank in search results. People are not even searching for exactly what you do. But anyway, you're going to waste all your time and energy on this website thing, and you're going to conclude that the internet doesn't work, or your prices are too high, or people don't buy artwork online, which none of that is true. All right, all the statistics online are showing the exact opposite. Not only do people buy artwork online, but it's been growing every single month for the last 10 years. Okay, and it's been exploding over the last few months. And so I don't want you to make that mistake. You need to understand that the number one important thing for you to do on the internet is find your customers. Use the free tools that are available to get your work in front of the right people. As far as how do they purchase your work after the fact, that's simple. There are simple website platforms that you can make for under a couple $100. You can have a beautiful website. People can purchase from your website and the sales can happen. But the sales will never happen if you don't ever get in front of the right people. That is absolutely where you need to focus. You need to build a fan base. What I teach my students how to do is how to find their fans. Find their fans and turn them into repeat, loyal customers. I teach you how to turn these customers into your best sales force. I teach you how to corral your customers and keep them in one place. I teach you how to turn them into VIPs and put them in private groups. I teach you how to grow your email list with ease. I teach you how to grow this fan base of loyal repeat customers that will give you a successful, sustainable online business. That is the secret to online success. Platforms don't matter. It's your work in front of the right people. I have customers that call me on the telephone and purchase my work over the phone. It's not about having a website. If you go down this route of trying to get on a platform to have this fancy whiz-bang website, you're going to fail on the internet because you need to find your customers. And at some point, you're going to run out of time and money doing it the wrong way. So sign up for my free masterclass. It's down below. Let me stop this share for a second, see if I can get this screen to go full screen again. Bear with me a second as I clean this up. I want you to have online success. And the next step you need to take is come to my free masterclass. All right, in the free masterclass, I go deeper because I have more time I can spend with you, and I teach you the things you need to know in order to have online success. And that's what this podcast is all about. I got sick of seeing artists get pulled in the wrong directions, just like Amanda was saying in her note to me. All right, she says, I need to figure this out. I don't understand. It seems like that the internet has this strange ability to pull you in every direction, and I don't want to be pulled in every direction. I don't have the time or money to waste. I need to figure out how to sell my work online now. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what this podcast is about, and that's what my free masterclass is all about. So register for the free masterclass. There are links below for that. There's also my email address, my phone number. I actually talk to people on the phone. Feel free to call me, all right? I've been doing this for a long time. I'm an artist for 35 plus years selling at events, and I'm an online marketing expert, which I've been doing for the last 6 years. And I love working with new students. I love working with specialty small business owners, artists and craftsmen, just like yourself. So reach out to me. I'll see you on the masterclass, and I'll also see you on the next podcast. Have a wonderful afternoon. Peace, my friends.